time for a little Funky Friday. From their funky hidden headquarters, your hosts, Keith and Gary. Not Jerry.
Well, let me know when we go live. That tastes like shit. Oh.
Hey, I think we're live.
We're live.
Oh, are we live?
Hello? Well, damn. I was wanting to get back right before. Yeah, it says live. 8 seconds. I just got phone with Josh. He's over the moon. So apparently that newsletter tripled his audience.
Oh, that's great. It's good.
Yeah, he's over the moon. So he and I have an appointment tomorrow.
The fucking moon. There you go.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Thank God it's Friday with Pop Culture Minefield. We have, let's see, who all's here? Okay, we've got, of course, myself, clearly. I let my hair down today because I wanted to flow and be pretty. And also, I want to start making Culture Casino a little jealous, man. I really do.
You better work on your beard.
Your hair.
You better work on your
I'm not worried about that. I'm getting the hair out there, baby. Anyway, my partner in crime is here, Keith. I do not see Fat Steven. He might be doing something. I don't know what's going on. I haven't heard from him. So
he's still dealing with apartment stuff, I thought.
I know. I saw that.
Yeah.
Jesus, what a mess up there that he's dealing with.
Yeah.
Shitty landlords, man. Plus, our good friend Mike Lorber is still dealing with his situation. I'm hoping it's getting better. I haven't talked to him in a while. So, has anybody heard from Mike?
I haven't.
I haven't. You're talking about the Optimus Prime.
Yes.
Comic Crusader or something like that.
Yes, Comic Relief Crusader. Yes.
Yeah. No, I haven't shit since last time I saw him.
I'm going to have to hit him up this week because I want to see what's going on with him. I've been curious. John is here. John, how was your show this morning?
I thought it went well. I enjoyed it. Had Keith and Chris and Martine on the panel. And
Outstanding.
We went over both Roger Corman and Lloyd Kaufman with some mention, some discussion of William Castle as well.
Yeah, I was wondering if you got a chance to talk.
We brought him up. We didn't go into details. We talked about a few of his movies like House on Haunted Hill and The Tingler. And
the big difference between him and Corman was Corman was a producer, whereas Castle was a showman.
Yeah.
And he would create the most interesting gimmicks to go along with whatever movie he was producing, like The Tingler. He would put little shocker things in the seats, and they in that movie, they show the movie Mant in the movie. It's a movie within a movie about a theater in Florida during the Cuban Missile Crisis, and these kids that are trying to go see this big premiere, and Woolsey, played by John Goodman, is based on William Castle, and all the gimmickry and shit that he did, and the whole movie's a celebration of that shit. Gotta love it. I want to say hello to the chat. Lord Thoth was first in the house. Greetings, Lord Thoth. All hail, Lord Thoth. Keely Chow was number 2. She's not always number 2, but when she is number 2, it's with Pop Culture Minefield. Das Wolfen was in.
Is that a backdoor reference? Maybe was that? Okay?
Oh no, but yours was. So let me get the video. God damn it! I was not prepared for the backdoor to get dropped so quickly.
Damn it, Beavis.
Beavis. Well, I'll play that one.
I'm gonna go check the back door. Back door.
Oh, hey, Mom, you made it.
We got, let's see who else. Sox was here. Dragon Ruse. AF Watcher says, good afternoon. Theories on whether they'll work the Swamp Thing show into continuity. Also, Sill scooped Amber getting at least one more mirror appearance. Someone cut to Bugs saying, I'm dying here. Also, good afternoon. Yes. Penny is here. Yes. Dork's mom is here. Greetings.
Hey, Parrot Head.
Parrot Head. Yep. So greetings, everybody that's here. I don't know is Midnight Ed still going, because we probably not going to see any numbers until after.
Well, while you're
Yeah,
taking
they're
a
still
sip,
going.
yeah.
They're still
So,
going.
And
Martine,
also,
thank you. Or may I, real quick? Or
can I finish?
yes, please. Sorry, I thought you were.
Yeah. Paul Chatto will hopefully be joining us from Midnight's Edge. He had said that he would be glad to pop in today to talk about some of this stuff. So I love Paul.
Yeah, no,
haven't had him on in a while. So
fun.
go for it, Danny.
Oh, I was just going to say thank you, Martine, for throwing that down there. Everybody in the chat should know who Josh Becker is, friend of the channel. He's been a guest. Shameless plug. I just made his website. That's not the link I shared though, but it's beckerfilms.com. Check it out. It's I'm proud of it. But we're trying to help our buddy get some more subscribers. He's got a very entertaining, and as I'm talking about it, Martine takes it down. He's got a very entertaining newsletter called The Crack of Dawn.
It was originally called Ass Crack of Dawn.
It was.
And he cleaned it up. He PG'd that shit up quick.
Yeah, he did. And so at the link, Martine, you throw that back up. If you guys could check that out, do us a solid. I mean, come on. It's just, they're funny.
It's free. And it's entertaining and educational because with a lot of the fun stuff that he's talking about, there's a lot of information about cinema history,
not just cinema, but like
movie history
in general. Like,
I don't know. Start talking about world history.
Yeah, like he was like, this war was only so many days, and this war was this many days. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah. And the things that what I like about Josh and why we've been friends for 30 years is because he will key in on things that other people might not notice, like that, like the specific amount of days that something took place.
Yeah.
And but anyway, it's I'm very excited that he's doing this newsletter, and I get it every morning. I subscribe to it, so I get it every morning. Yeah. And I start my day sipping on some coffee, reading his anecdotal thoughts of the day.
And rumor has it Bruce Campbell, Robert Tappert do the same thing.
Yep, they sub to it. They do.
Sheldon Lettich from he worked on Rambo 3, Bloodsport, Double Impact. I mean, like
those guys have been friends for a long time.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, and it's
Gary Jones too. Gary Jones subs to it.
Yeah, it's a fun read. You know what I mean? And it beats it beats getting depressed by the morning news when you're like thumbing through your phone on the shitter in the morning. It's just like, just.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you something, having been friends for him 30 years, we do not agree politically, even remotely.
Yeah. I gathered that from our conversations.
And he started talking to me about something one day, and I'm like, this is a rabbit hole I don't want to go down with him. So what I did is I feigned non-interest in politics. I'm like, yeah, I'm not interested in the news or politics. And he got mad at me. And so he was yelling at me for like 20 minutes about not caring. And I'm like going, and at the end of it, I said, you just lectured a guy who actually served this country about not caring about this country.
I got a question for you, Gary. Tell me,
oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Tell me, this is true for you. Because this has never happened to me before, establishing a relationship with Josh. When he's mad at me and he goes off on me like you just like described, it actually is. It's entertaining. It's almost like it's like I've never, I don't take it personally. I just let him vent, but it's always funny. But like I can't laugh because that'll just piss him off more. You know what I mean?
He's like a drill instructor. Great comedy. Don't laugh at it, or it'll smoke your ass.
Yeah.
Josh is like that. Because he doesn't really get mad at me. That was one of the few times he ever kind of snapped at me. And
that's what I was saying. Even though he's mad and he's going off on this rant, it's like you don't take it at least me, I don't take it personal, and it's also entertaining. It's weird.
Well, it's all about betterment with him.
Yeah.
It's all about betterment, whether you agree with it or not. It's all about the betterment. Now, I love Josh. Josh is one of my favorite friends and one of my favorite human beings to have.
No, and I am so thankful and grateful that you not only introduced me to him, but you
yes, he brings that up all the time. You introduced me to Daniel.
Oh, he's cool. Wow, he calls me by my government name. Okay. Well, no, he was over the moon today, so I think I made up for any kind of
Good.
yeah. No,
I like hearing that. And
yeah.
and by the
Danny?
way, I'm
Yeah,
going
John.
to go ahead and let the good news be known. I'm sorry, John. I'll let you finish in a second.
Okay.
I apologize. But Danny's new show, which will be starting in a week. Is that
The
what you're talking
27th. I think we said the 27th. It
27th.
really it depends on you, man. Ball's in your court.
They're in my pants too. And on the 27th, which will be Sunday, in 2 weeks. 2
Mhm.
weeks. They've already agreed to pick it up with KGRA. I sold them. Like, it took me about 30 seconds. They went, loves pro wrestling. It's about pro wrestling. Yes, we won it.
Yes.
You don't want to know if Danny's an asshole or not? We don't care. We just want this show. That sounds great. They want
Awesome.
everything we're making.
No,
And
that's
come January,
great.
all of our shows will be on KGRA. I can't talk about who the sponsor is because the deal's not signed yet. But one of the two
Ooh.
sponsors that were brought up to me are supplements, and that each show
That
will
comment
have
right
their
there,
own
Gary.
code. What?
Look at that. That's terrible. Parrot head.
Sometimes they're in your mouth, too, Gary.
I refrained from saying that, but it did cross my mind.
You're
Wow.
in
So
my
Anima,
mouth, you're in my soul.
Anima's got some big balls, huh?
As long as I'm in her life, she does. Anyway, so they love the shows. And what they got excited about with Pop Culture Minefield is we got 7 days of shows. There's a show every day. Even if I'm not involved, there's 7 shows a week. They love that. Or 7 days of shows. There's actually 8 shows because on Fridays we got morning and then we have TGIF.
Hey man, you sent me that logo today. We can speed that up. I'll do this Sunday. Come on now. I could do the 20th. I can do the 20th.
I will.
I'm just kidding because we got the video.
I actually downloaded a new 3D program that supposedly does lettering better. So I'm going to try it out this weekend.
Sure.
There's Anima said, oh my God, you really want me to leave you?
What happened to Keith?
He got sick of all this white shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Anyway,
Okay.
Well, what I started to say is, Danny,
Because
I
we're
looked at the website.
cockazoidal maniacs. Go ahead, John.
Sorry, John.
I looked at the website and you did a really fantastic job with it.
Oh, thank you, man.
Extremely professional and clean, and it's one of the better websites I've seen in a while.
Well, thank you. I'm actually so Josh and I were talking earlier. The appointment we have tomorrow is I'm going to make sections that are like basically. So you know how the homepage looks.
Yeah.
So the other sections are going to have more of like a unique look, like the homepage. So like when you go to like ask the director, for example, it'll look. It's not going to look like right now. They're all just like they look like pages on a website because, you know, he was in a rush for some reason. He wanted this thing up, and I'm more of a perfectionist, and I want to wait till it's my way. So we got it up, but I'm gonna, as that trickles out, I'll let you guys know, and I'd love your feedback because thank you for saying that, man. But I put a lot of work into that homepage, especially. So
glad you got it up.
It looked good before.
Before what?
When I designed it.
I don't know.
This wasn't a slight against you, bro.
I thought it looked like crap, but you know.
Oh,
Oh shit! What happened to John? Yeah, John, I've never seen you get booted before.
Yeah, that's strange how that happened. Must be Martine's fault.
Yeah,
Martin.
Just a
yeah.
dick.
Let's blame the brown
Yes,
guy.
blame the Venezuelan.
Man, if you don't start calling Martine, Gary, I'm going to start calling you Jerry. You're killing me.
Oh, jeez.
His name is Martine.
It's what I'm saying, Martin.
Oh,
You've not learned that when you tell him he can't do something, he's going to do it.
Names matter. So if I ever get this, like,
No, when we're in private, I slip back and forth depending on what's going on.
Gary likes him big. Dude, Parrot Head, I expect nothing less. All the pervy shit you put in our private chat on Twitter.
Well, for a while there, the lovely Sherry was competing with him, who posted the most perverse meme of the day. But she kind of disappeared for a while. I'm glad she's back. It's good to see her.
I don't know, man. All I know is Parrot Head posted this hilarious meme the other day where it was like a super hot half-naked chick in a grocery store, but the comment was something about how full the shelves were.
How full the shelves were. Yeah, it's like that photo of an Exxon station that a plane crashed into, and there's a big commercial airline. It's a news photo, and it says, "Oh my God, did you see those prices?"
Oh my God. That's almost as good as John's joke the other day about Artemis, or the original moon landing. I mean, we were talking about Artemis.
I don't remember that. What was it?
That it was actually shot by Stanley Kubrick, but he insisted on shooting on location.
And you know why that's funny?
I've already told that joke twice since then, man.
Because in reality, Stanley Kubrick was phobic about travel and refused to travel once he relocated to England. And every film he ever shot, all of the stuff that he directed was right there in England. So all the location shot was second unit director for The Shining. And the entire set, interior exteriors for Full Metal Jacket was not in Vietnam or some Southeast Asian country, but right there in the UK, in Wales, in fact. It was freezing. And they were having trouble during the Tet Offensive scene because that was actually an abandoned manufacturing plant that they helped destroy a little more, dress up. But it was so fucking cold that when the actors were talking, mist would come out of their mouths. So in order to prevent that from happening, every actor had to put ice in their mouth until it was time to, he would call action. And they would spit the ice out and start talking, and it would keep them from breathing out steam.
Wow. Stanley Kubrick sounds like a dick.
He was a phobic, weird dude, and he was a dick. If you do not know the story of, I just forgot her name, that played Olive Oil and was in The Shining.
Shelley Duvall.
Shelley Duvall. Yeah, Shelley Duvall. What he did to her was monstrous.
What did he do to her?
Evil. Go watch documentaries on it on YouTube. I'm telling you, dude. What he did to her, he fucked with her head, and she was already on the precipice of mental illness at the time. And I do believe that he helped send her over the edge. And that's why she's still a mess to this day.
Somebody's paying her bills.
Yeah, someone is.
Well,
she's actually got a movie coming out. She's going to be in her first role in like 20 years.
Dude,
this is not a joke.
I remember,
right, John?
No.
Okay, you're being serious.
No,
okay.
Yeah, no, she's got it. She's.
I hope she got some help.
Yeah,
I did a search like you said, and nothing more than a minute and a half is coming up. So if somebody wants to help me out, I'm curious.
I'll find it for you.
No.
So
but, I always thought she was when I saw her in that Robin Williams Popeye movie.
Oh, she was great as Olive Oil.
Yeah, she did it.
Paul Smith as Bluto. What a great film.
Yeah.
What a great cast.
Yeah.
Amazing cast. Robin Williams nailed it.
Yeah.
And the makeup really did. And all that. I mean, outside of Dick Tracy, because Dick Tracy is another film where you had a great cast with great makeup. Both of those really brought the original comic strips to life.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you mentioned Dick Tracy. That is another. I mean, they could have done without Madonna, but
unlike the Marvel movies, they were comic accurate.
Oh! Wow.
I did notice that they kept one of the villains out, the one called Dickhead. Oh, an ass face.
Oh my god. Hey, did any of you guys see Dave Chappelle on SNL this past Saturday?
No, I didn't, but I want to see his opening monologue because he apparently really screwed with SNL. And
It was hilarious. They let him get away with dropping cuss words. He made Jew jokes. He was burying Kanye West, which was hilarious. No, it's definitely you got to watch it. At least watch his monologue, and it's like 16 minutes long, which is pretty long for a SNL monologue, but it was good. I love.
All right, here's one. I'm going to put it in the private chat for you, Danny.
Okay.
Seems a good length.
This is a 9-minute little documentary called "The Shining Broke Shelley Duvall," and how she was pushed to the edge by what Kubrick did.
I'm going to put that on my watch list here. Yeah, right on. Rumor Juice. That's a funny name for a channel.
I got to tell you, there are some great names on YouTube, and there's some names that just make me go, "What the fuck were you thinking when you named your channel?" And here's another link that might have some stuff in it too. But what was done to Shelley Duvall was, in my opinion, today, that person would probably be brought up on charges, Kubrick, for what he did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, they would have.
It would be considered psychological abuse.
They would not have just canceled him. They would have. Oh, geez, they would have gone after him.
Oh my God! Like John Wayne wouldn't make it in today's culture. There's so many stars from the past.
Same thing with Alfred Hitchcock. And after what he did to
Tippy Hedren, man.
Yeah.
That is psychotic.
What's the other one? Why is it Orson Welles? He'd be buried today.
Yeah, one of my favorite stories with him was with Eartha Kitt. And it was I think they were in Paris when it happened. They were at dinner and he was drunk as usual. And he tried to French kiss her and she bit his tongue.
Eartha Kitt?
Eartha Kitt bit his tongue.
Nice. Oh,
he never did that shit again.
Yeah, some guys pay extra for that.
Yeah, she was in one of, I think it was a stage production, wasn't it, Keith? They're working on together.
I think so, yeah.
And so he thought he just put the make on his leading lady, and she let him know, "I got teeth, baby."
Yeah, boundaries, asshole.
So I do want to apologize for wearing a competitor show on a t-shirt on your show.
Nobody actually noticed it.
I wasn't planning on being here today. I was in we did a meeting, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'll stick around. I'll talk about stuff. So, but the Popcast is they're good dudes.
Outstanding. Thanks, Danny. So,
but if you're only gonna subscribe to one show, subscribe to Pop Culture Minefield,
because it's the only place you're going to see Danny's show on Sundays. And
Sunday.
Which also, by the way, just for legal reasons, and I got to talk to Mikey about this, because of us going to radio, I may have to have mild contracts for all of us to make sure that everybody is protected, that your rights are protected, and Pop Culture Minefield's rights are protected. So,
Mikey and I agree on nearly everything business and legal wise, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I've got it. I'm letting him alone because he's recovering. I love that guy so much, and I just don't want to bug him right now. But I'm eventually going to have to talk to him about this stuff because January, it's happening. So, but anyway, Dawn's in My Show is a hit. I mean, our normal number
I saw
of
your
people showed
first,
up, but the radio. Because it's going through other channels, and we had a huge reaction, a huge response to the show. And I asked Bill, how we do, and it was basically they loved you, man.
So I was a little confused because I thought it was Morning Coffee, but did you rebrand Wednesday Morning Coffee to Dangerous Military Nerds, or is that a separate show from Morning?
No, that
Coffee
was in the afternoon. That's an afternoon show. The morning show is Wednesday UFO Wednesday is still part of coffee.
Okay, so you have 2 Wednesday shows now.
Yeah.
So that means we've got.
Ask me if I'm happy about that.
Are you happy about that?
Fuck no, I don't want to do 2 shows a day.
Well, then, hey, man, just do morning
70s
coffee.
wanted me to join his show that night. And I'm like, I can only at best do 2 shows a day.
You don't do Friday and Monday right now anyway, right?
No,
or
Friday
Tuesday.
and Tuesday.
Friday and Tuesday. So just do so Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Just do Monday, Thursday
I'm
morning
eventually
coffee.
going to drop Thursday. I'm going to let
well,
you
then
guys,
just do.
I think that show is going to do well whether I'm there or not.
Monday morning coffee with Gary. Just the one morning coffee.
I got to tell you, man.
What?
Shut up.
Okay. Just trying to help, man.
I know, buddy. No, it's now called, the show is called, here, I'll show you the logo.
No, I thought it was dope.
Simply
The Dangerous
called
Military Nerds.
Morning Coffee with Monday through Friday, and Wednesday just happens to also be branded as UFO Wednesday. Military Monday is Monday, but it's still morning coffee.
Yeah, but then you have Dangerous Military Nerds on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, and that one is a different show. That one is specifically for Don Ecker and me and whoever other veterans want to join.
So
this coming week, Wednesday, we got again John Brandenburg is coming back this time to talk about his experiences working for the Department of Defense. Not just we're not going to be talking UFOs, even though they will come up.
Yeah, I forgot to mention this earlier when we were off air talking. So Johnny Rock, I had a really great meeting with him about the wrestling show coming up. He's a veteran as well. And when I was naming the shows off, like he was like, "Oh my God, please! I got to be a guest at least one time." He's a former Army, so yeah.
Oh yeah. After the show, let's why don't you do an introduction and we'll talk, because I'd like to have him on. That'd be cool. But just so you know, Twitter, privately, I sent you 3 videos that I found, and I've watched all 3.
Okay, I have watched all here queued up for later.
It's good stuff. What was done, Shelley Duvall was done dirty by Stanley Kubrick, and I hope it is his estate that's paying for her life, because that's the least they should do for what he did to her.
Stop building this up because I might have to leave and watch, because I have no idea what the F you're talking about, but now I want to know.
He psychologically manipulated and abused her on set. He would make other actors and people on the crew not talk to her or respond to her in any way, shape, or form. Hey! Paul Shadow's here! Hey!
We were just talking about this guy.
Paul Shadow, this guy! Hey, we're doing a show here!
The former, what was it? The former movie
executive.
Yeah.
A guy with so much power, he could probably cancel us right now.
Yeah, right.
But he won't, because he likes us.
He loves us.
No, I think
that's what I hope.
I'm not
How you doing?
sure of that.
That's right, the action figure.
Hey, Chado.
Hello, everyone.
I'm on top of you, buddy.
Hey,
Okay, that's changing.
I'm used to being on the bottom.
There you go.
Now
Now
I'm
you're a
bottom.
power top. Chase.
Yeah.
Paul. Paul jumps in, and then suddenly the black guy shows up.
Oh, yeah, what the? Okay, all
You
right.
motherfucker.
Well, hey, our friend from Canada, he loves the blacks.
Yes, I like going to Canada. It's a wonderful land. I actually do like going up there. I love Canada. But anyway, Paul, welcome to the show. We got derailed for a little bit but there's important subjects we talked about, and one of them I was just talking about was what was done to Shelley Duvall during the making of The Shining.
All right.
By Stanley Kubrick.
I didn't know anything was done to her.
See,
it was all psychological. I don't think anything physical was done, but he would psychologically isolate her. He would tell people not to talk to her or make eye contact with her.
All right.
Not to respond to her.
11 minutes.
He even pushed Jack Nicholson into part of this.
8 minutes.
And he's talked about it, and he didn't like what was done.
All right. So you gave me 30 minutes of shows to watch about this whole thing.
Yep, 30 minutes.
I'll be back.
So go watch them and let us do our show. Thank you.
And I can't stay for too long. I have a video.
I know you were on ME for a while.
They dragged me out. I usually leave at 2, but I didn't this time. And
Shadow, I gotta say, your videos. I can't remember where we met. If it was on this show or Midnight's Edge, but since subscribing to you, you've enriched my life. So thank you. I just want to say.
you're very sweet.
And by the way, if you will put your channel into the private chat, Paul, because Martin needs to be shooting it out for people.
Yeah, you guys need to subscribe to this
absolutely
guy.
one of the best channels going.
Yeah,
and seriously, Paul, what I love about you is you're both educational, informational, and extremely entertaining in how you do it.
dude. No,
Yes.
my favorite thing about you, dude, is you mastered sarcasm. You are like the, you know what I mean? Like,
No.
totally. No, you're like, you could give a master class on sarcasm. It was like, I love it. It's my favorite.
Thank you.
Hey,
All I'm trying to do is be entertaining and also fill in the margins of pop culture as opposed to tread the same furrow that other people are plowing. I don't want to necessarily plow the same furrow.
That's how I work with women.
You keep plowing another furrow. Yeah. So that's and I have fun. I try to pack them full of jokes and sarcasm as you mentioned.
No, yeah, man. No, like your She-Hulk shit was. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean tears, bro.
I might
phrasing.
I'm coming out.
Phrasing.
I might come back with my Russian 3D programmer to talk about.
Hey, did you ever get to work on Archer?
Wakanda Forever. Pardon me?
Did you ever get to work on Archer?
No. My last cartoon was Ewoks.
I got to tell you, man, that is a show chock full of sarcasm.
Oh yeah.
My favorite was this one of the last episodes. He goes, "Oh, great, sarcasm," and he goes, "Oh, wait, I was sarcastic in how I did that. Sorry."
You can do that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, six is throwing you some sexy talk.
Oh snap.
I'm trying to find that.
Paul said, you can plow my furrow anytime.
Can you feel the love tonight?
6 with that sexy talk.
So are we getting Midnight's Edge blood?
So
What's going on?
there we go. So
We're up to our normal number. We'll end up with over 200
That's
views for the episode, but we're usually right around 20 and 30 during the show, live feed.
And thank you everyone who's tuning in. Please don't forget to smash that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe, hit the notification bell. All that stuff really helps Gary out. Even though I'm the one that
I travel. I mean, I try not to be a rage tuber all the time. I try, and
you make it very pleasant. And I think that's what's so cool about you. It's like, it's so funny. It's sort of like somebody smiling and giving a death report.
Listen.
In lighter news,
or like saying the most heinous stuff ever, but in a pleasant way with a smile on your face, so it doesn't feel like it. You know what I mean?
Paul, it's almost
when
like you're
the world
Canadian.
comes to an end, I want you giving that report.
Yeah.
Well, apparently the seventh seal has been broken, and the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are here.
Oh, is that news?
Have a great weekend.
I just got my Shadow. How long have you had that? Because I actually finally got my own, like it's youtube.com/@dorknightlv, and I just noticed that yours was at Call Me Shadow. Yeah. Like, was that recent for you as well? Is that
fairly recent? Because I was at Peter Paul Shadow for the longest time, and then I got this notice that said, "Hey, do you want another?" That's
what happened with me too. And I was like, "Yeah, man, at Dork Night LV," because that's my thing on everything. So I was so glad that
it was nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I don't lose it on occasion. There's things that genuinely make me mad about how the studios just don't care about pop culture at all. But then again, you know what? I can't go after that windmill over and over again. It's not, it's not my bag. So I try to come up with, like I said, things in the margins, like the one video I just did, which was really
popular, my bag, baby.
Which was gear. The fact that it's not just about getting rid of heroic men in the movies. One of the side effects of getting rid of heroic men is that there's no more gear porn.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a good video.
Oh yeah, I like that video.
Yeah, so that was, that was just a different angle rather than repeating the same.
Oh
old...
wow, Viking! I forgot you were here. Oh hey, thanks for chiming
Maybe
in.
if you
buddy.
stop talking and we others would talk also, mate.
I will stop talking. So, anyways, that's
No,
he was
not
talking,
you,
no,
man.
he was talking to me. I'm
I was talking to Dork Knight.
what subject did I interrupt?
Hi, Paul.
No, really.
Oh hey, Steve's here.
Steve's
I
here.
was here earlier. You were over talking me.
You
Me?
see?
All right, okay. I'm gonna.
No, I'm
So,
just kidding there. How
Paul,
you doing, Danny?
Question.
I wanted to get into what we're doing here this week, this Friday, which is starting off, first of all, with the rumors that are coming out of. What was that? What just happened? Oh my God.
Is that wall fake?
No.
Okay. I was like, oh my God. I had no idea you did mime.
Well, we're Canadian. It's part of our heritage.
It is.
Oh,
Part of our schooling. It's got to be
It's-
done.
It's every time I go by Parliament, we're usually doing miming, but with one finger.
That's right. We have to pretend that Ottawa is windy to fool all the tourists that are there. So we're, anyway,
Yeah.
continue.
I understand Canadian security. That's how they trick them, people not going into the governmental buildings, is acting
Yes.
like there's imaginary walls.
That's right. That's
Technically,
right.
they just put Tim Hortons in every government building. So
Tim
no one-
Hortons.
That's right. And we go, oh shit, not that coffee. I'm not going in there.
Let's go to Starbucks. I like burnt.
Well, today's main subject that we're going to go into is over on Mikey Sutton's website, geekosity.com or geekositymag.com. They've been posting some interesting stories, and we trust Mikey. Mikey's very accurate. In fact, he's yet to be proven wrong with his scoops and rumors. But one of them, of course, is that Keanu is getting his own Constantine sequel. And then this one just came out by Mikey Sutton and Edwin Francisco, that Swamp Thing to appear in Keanu Reeves' Constantine films. That moving forward, that means there's a plan for more films, is the rumor that's coming out.
It
And
opens
so
up a door for Swamp Thing.
I'm going to read this article, and I do want to get your pulse on it afterward. Swamp Thing will make his DCU debut in Keanu Reeves' Constantine franchise. Although nothing is official yet, I mean, somebody's gone public, insiders revealed that discussions have arose about Swamp Thing. It's no secret that Keanu Reeves' Constantine was in a weird spot. The 2005 film itself had much going for it. For example, it included several impressive performances. Tilda Swinton's Gabriel, Peter Stormare as Satan were unforgettable for me personally. Still, hardcore Constantine fans laughed at Reeves' portrayal. I'm a hardcore fan, and I enjoyed it. After all, John Constantine is blonde British man in the comic books. In fact, co-creator Alan Moore had his artist model him after the Police's Sting, which I knew that.
The movie was still good,
Constantine only grossed $76 million in the U.S. Nevertheless, it built a cult following. Since its release, audiences changed their impression of the movie, especially after Keanu Reeves' John Wick popularity. Warner Brothers never rebooted the film. There was a plan for the character to appear in Justice League Dark, the one that Guillermo del Toro could have directed. Unfortunately, this didn't pan into anything because, Warner Brothers was populated by idiots at the time. After years of waiting for a new theatrical version, Reeves was still the only film version of Constantine. There is no other film to compare it with. Certainly, the movie wasn't an easy watch. It dealt with about suicide, death, damnation, possession. You'd expect that from DC Comics' Exorcist. It was really pushing boundaries, especially for a film that intended to gain the PG-13 rating. The movie pushed too far, and it landed an R. This disappointed director Francis Lawrence, but not because he couldn't make it for PG-13. Rather, he wished he could have made the film R-rated in the first place. In 2011, Lawrence said that to MTV. It's interesting that over the years, Constantine seems like it has a sort of cult following, which has been great. It's been embraced. It would be great to figure out a sequel. And if we did, and we've been trying to figure one out, it would be great to do the really dark, scary version. We got caught in that weird PG-13 to R no man's land, and we should do the hard R scary version, which I would love to do. Making it a hard R may have made the film better at the time. Fans eventually softened their hearts without a doubt. It gained more admirers. Consequently, Warner Brothers Discovery pushes for a sequel. On September 17th, we revealed, Mikey Sutton, Constantine 2 takes place in the DCEU. Of course, Warner Brothers Discovery calls it the DCU now. Plans for Constantine 2 to open doors to Justice League Dark. I think fans are finally going to get the service that they've wanted for a long time.
I agree.
Lawrence explained that won't happen with his Constantine sequel at DC Studios. Quote, the idea is this time, at least for me, is to really go at it and make a real R-rated Constantine, which is, I think, what people always wanted originally, not the PG-13 version that just happens to get an R, which is really weird. He had cut it down to be PG-13, and they still threw an R on it. So it's really a watered-down version. I still like the film. So
my only thing about that sequel is we have not heard whether or not the driving force behind the film, Lauren Shuler Donner, will still be attached to this, because
I got a feeling if that's Constantine, it's that version of Constantine, she's going to be involved somehow.
Ooh,
that's how it works, right?
Yeah,
Paul?
yeah.
Keanu is the one who's attached to the IP.
Mm-hmm.
The reason this movie got resurrected was to prevent J.J. Abrams from doing his Constantine. That's the reason this movie is being greenlit. Because J.J. has got, in the last of his little shitty contracty things with Warner's before Zaslav came in.
I love you, man.
Before Zaslav came in and started doing the right thing, busting heads, useless JJ still has some ownership in that IP, and he was going to go off and do it, and this was the way to stop him, because Keanu has. Luckily, this was like an accident in the fact that when he didn't do the British one, the original Alan Moore one, that's kind of the one that JJ has, and Keanu did his own. He's owning this IP, and so by doing his again, they keep it away from JJ, which is brilliant.
That is brilliant. Holy crap!
It's good. Oh, go ahead.
So what you're saying is pretty much they threw the Keanu that already exists as Constantine in just to halt any type of that blonde being forced into a new EU.
Yeah.
That's both a good thing and a bad thing, because they do have the perfect actor to play the part. But unfortunately,
I think they're making a mistake by not going with Matt Ryan, but that's just my
Matt Ryan's completely screwed, basically.
Yeah.
He is completely screwed, and that's unfortunate because he is the perfect version of Constantine. I would love to see them, have both of them in this one movie.
Oh, the TV show was great.
Yeah, I would love to see Matt Ryan in the same film with Keanu Reeves. It would be great to have a crossover, but I can also understand, wanting to keep JJ out of this whole thing, and that's
you also have to understand that Reeves can't open a movie. I'm not Reeves.
Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan
I totally get that.
The movie and Reeves can. So there you go.
Yeah. I think the original understanding was that when Guillermo del Toro first pitched doing Justice League Dark, I think he was wanting to basically him be the name and to introduce the entire world to all these characters, or at least his version of it. And that all JJ understood was, hey, here's something new for me to mess up. So
if you guys saw my comment in the chat, but JJ Abrams is easily the most overrated person in Hollywood.
He looks like a fry kid.
Well, he knows how to borrow the look and feel of George Lucas and Steven Spielberg without any of the heart of
the talent.
Yeah.
But he
I think
go ahead.
heart has a greater impact than talent, to be honest with you.
So I'm a huge,
Yeah.
I love Keanu Reeves. I'm a huge Keanu Reeves fan, but after seeing Matt Ryan nail Constantine so perfectly, it is a bummer that they're not going that route. And Keith, fuck you for suggesting Sandman to me. What the hell is with this Joanna Constantine? What the fuck is that about? What the hell, man? Like,
look, I don't want to say that was racist.
Holy shit.
How is that racist? No,
that was racist, bro.
Hating on the black guy. Come on.
No, all
You
I
know what?
dude,
You know
he
what,
could have been
man?
yellow. I don't give a shit. He told me to watch Sandman. I started watching Sandman, and then I get Joanna.
Look,
Constantine.
I love Keith to death, and Keith knows that I love him. I love him, but he watches some really crappy shows sometimes.
And thus, as the
Then he
black guy
gave me
comes,
shit about Stargirl for watching the first episode. I'm like,
I will
Well,
continue.
I still
I
haven't
will go
watched-
to my grave giving you a hard time about that one. Juice
Hey, man,
Box Justice League.
he
baby.
deserves it.
That was a kid special.
I
What's
still
that,
haven't
Paul?
even watched a
No
single
one should
second.
be allowed to watch Stargirl.
Yeah, I still
well, I got to tell you,
I haven't watched a single
episode
frame.
one, I gave it a chance. I said, I'm going to give it a chance because I don't like Jeff Johns. I don't think he can write at all. But I watched it and I'm like,
Well,
you know
his
what? It
Blackest
wasn't
Night stuff
terrible.
was good. You didn't like
I watched the entire
And
first
then I
season of
watched the
Stargirl.
second episode and I'm
So-
like, yep, that's it. It's bad. It's bad.
Was
I
it
watched.
terrible?
I saw the first 2 seasons. I haven't watched the third at all.
I'm still like I'm like 5 episodes into Sandman, thanks again to Keith, and I still haven't seen the sexiest man alive, Ian from Quantum Leap. You said like they were in
Desire.
that show.
Desire.
Stop
When does
watching
Desire?
stupid things,
When does
you know, and
Desire show up,
watch-
man?
Watch Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. That one is good.
Desire. Look, I could spoil a bunch of stuff and tell you where Desire is, but
Please don't. I'm just like, what episode does Desire show up? Because I'm 5 deep and still nothing.
Soon. I enjoyed
Real soon.
Sandman. I
Okay.
enjoyed Sandman. It was a
Okay.
unique.
I can't
experience.
watch it because I don't like the Sandman character the way Neil Gaiman wrote him. And
I have a-
so I didn't like the comics.
Can I ask a serious
Um,
question? Sorry.
Yeah.
So I skipped the show.
I've always thought
But I'm
Neil
going to take
Gaiman-
you guys' word. It's good.
I mean,
I'm not going to shit on
from an
it.
imagination point of view, Gaiman is one of the few people out there that could probably punch toe to toe with Gunn, James Gunn. Just sheer. Not everything he does is perfect, but oh my god!
I liked
will
his
say-
work with Doctor Who, and I liked his work when he was doing other things other than Sandman, like his work with Constantine.
I just
And
don't
what
like it
about
when
the what was it? Omen, the
Good Omens.
Good Omens. Holy
Oh yeah,
smokes.
good show. Good show.
Jesus Murphy, that is one entertaining.
Oh, and the book,
That's-
because I bought the book for my daughter, and I love the movie about the little girl
Coraline,
going through the door. Yeah, Coraline.
Oh,
What a good stuff.
unbelievable.
Good Omens is good because of Terry Pratchett, not because of anything Neil Gaiman did.
Really?
oh, gauntlet thrown down.
Well, hold
Neil,
up.
Ga-
What do you-
Neil
I have a
Gaiman.
theory.
Neil Gaiman is extremely overrated.
So
He's
hold on.
He's,
What
he's an emo child that everybody fell in love with.
Which show were you guys? I don't think Omen. I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
What's
you got
that
me on this one, John, because I love that show.
There is a serious question. Why are none of y'all watching Naomi?
I don't know what that is, but good. Oh, Good Omens. What's that
It's
on?
bad.
Is that Netflix? Is that
Amazon.
Amazon.
Amazon? Okay.
If Gaiman was the core of the idea and then someone was able to take it and make it better, I still give him some credit.
No.
There you go.
I mean,
So-
you got to have the original idea. And I've read a few Neil Gaiman books, and he's a pretty clever guy, and he writes well.
And I got to tell you, to go with what you're saying there, Paul, I've seen some shitty writers do a good job of adapting. Chris Chibnall, for example, with Broadchurch.
That was great. Wasn't
The
Broadchurch
first
good?
season was great.
Yeah.
That's
After the
him
first
writing
season.
this season 2 and 3, and it's like, what am I watching? What is this?
Well, look
This crap.
what he did to Doctor Who. Like,
So-
he's
Even though I'm a comic book fan,
Hold on,
my-
he's making a point, dude.
I'm just
Oh, sorry.
saying he's the Ryan Johnson of Doctor Who.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. I have
Well
made
said.
the correlation, and I've also made the correlation with Benioff and Weiss.
Yeah.
Well,
Good at adapting doesn't mean good writing.
So
and also the two guys in charge of that $1 billion television series.
Oh, the one that we don't say the name of on our channel?
I did not say the name.
I don't-
I'm just saying.
IMDb credit.
I don't know when American Gods came out, but even though I'm a comic book fan, my first introduction to Neil Gaiman was my stepmom gave me the book American Gods, and I could not finish that book, but I started to watch. I watched the show. Like I didn't watch the show at first because I hated the book. I literally couldn't finish the book. And sorry, Mom. I hope you're not watching this, or Mom Maria, not Penny. I have two moms. Yeah, the show, even though I didn't finish it, was better than the book, which never happens. So I don't know, in my opinion. So thoughts on that, guys? I don't know. Has anybody read the book?
Yeah, I've read the book. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't.
I didn't like the it was hard for me to read. I tried to finish it. Go ahead, Keith. Sorry.
I love the book. I
Really?
like the next book in the series too, and
It was
I'm
so.
sorry. I liked how it was written. I mean,
You know what I'm waiting for is Garth Nix's A Porson trilogy. Have you guys ever read those? They're so good. And
I bet you like to read a lot, too.
Print is dead.
okay, I'll shut up. Thank you.
So back to Paul.
What would you like to know?
I like what you said about this being the era in which the gear porn is going down in your latest video, and I reckon that this has to do also with something of a fight against the masculinity, calling it toxic and all that. And but at the same time, also you enjoyed a little bit of She-Hulk at the beginning, and then it just went down. So what do you reckon about this being also another diss at the toxic patriarchy and all that stupid crap, because I didn't get to watch your video, that summarizing everything about She-Hulk. So I would like to know your insight into that too.
So my biggest issue with She-Hulk, and the thing that disappointed me, not specifically that kind of misogyny or misanthropy, I'll get it eventually. To me, because I'm a writer and a sitcom writer and a former network executive, I know the rules of sitcom. I've studied sitcom. I've written sitcoms. I love the art form, and with my network hat on, you don't care. I don't care what reason someone watches the show. Honestly, I don't give a shit. If someone has a show and the dog is the reason that people love it and it goes up in the ratings, I don't care how well it's written as a network exec. Okay, do you understand that?
Cool,
It doesn't matter. The movie with the show with Michael J. Fox, he was not supposed to be the star of it. 10 shows in, suddenly, I can't remember what the name of the show was. God damn it.
that would be
Family, something family.
Yeah,
Family Ties.
Family Ties.
Yeah.
He was not the star. The wife was the star. 10 shows in, he became the star. All the writers started writing for Michael J. Fox. Forget the wife. So you never know. Every show starts off as a drowning person, and then every good thing that happens in it is a life preserver that's thrown to it, and hopefully it rises to the surface and doesn't drown. Unlike that certain ROP show, which we won't talk about. So She-Hulk infuriated me because it was a high concept show. Only idiots could ruin it. So, for instance, first of all, as network executive, I would be going to those people. Have you figured out first of all, this is a legal drama. So it's like Barney Miller. You're going to have a superhero being charged with something every week. That's the main core. Every week, have a goddamn superhero. I don't care whether it's Garbage Eater Man or some stupid person that you come up with or someone else that you're able to license or deal with and the logistics of having to deal with your goddamn MCU. I don't care. Find someone, defend this person and show that you're a competent lawyer, because that is the core to that series. That's the way Dan Slott wrote it. You're a good lawyer. And in this series, she's utterly incompetent. So you can't write a series around that. So this is supposed to be a feminist show, but she's a bloody incompetent lawyer. How does that make it feminist? Then you've got the rules of sitcom where, these are the actions. These are the characters. You know who they are. And then you interact with your internal group of people and you build a personal relationship around the people who are in the show. And then you have situations based on, on that kind of stuff. And they did none of that. They did not follow even to the single rule of how to write a sitcom. And that's what infuriated me ultimately. That's why the show didn't work.
Do you think that's a failure of the studio or the showrunner?
Well, I don't know what's going on with studios anymore, because it seems
especially with Marvel and Disney.
Marvel, they handed the show off to whatever her name was, and she pitched it to them, and there wasn't an executive in charge of production who went, wait a second, where's your character development? What does this guy do?
What's the overall character arc from the beginning of the season to the end of the season?
No character arc. There's no arc in sitcoms. Let me explain to you. Sitcoms are an organism that starts off at a certain level, a biological something or other, some disease is introduced, a virus is introduced, and then by the end of the show, it's returned back to equilibrium. That is the
that's the Seinfeld method.
Every sitcom. Every sitcom, you return to the equilibrium. They didn't have those rules. You need those rules. Not that you can't have every show that she's having a hard time dating. Yeah, sure, you could have some storylines continue, but Mary Tyler Moore could never throw a proper party. I mean, you needed to set those expectations. Those expectations were never set in that show, and it wasn't hard to do. It drove me nuts.
Can I ask a question to this, though? Do you think they could have, if they, let's say they changed it up a bit and they went with their whole multiverse status to keep that door open, it could have been She-Hulk multiverse lawyer at law. And every week, since Wong's already in this show, could have been the person who was her liaison to other heroes in multiverses, which gives them an even more vast library, and make it a sitcom out of that. They could have even made it animated.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have. To what Paul was saying, though, it would not have helped the show be funny. No, it's a sitcom. I get what you're saying.
No, it was. I meant it in more of a form as a question. Like, would that have paid off in a different aspect? I didn't word it correctly. My apologies.
Well, maybe in subsequent seasons, but this is the one thing that Disney and Marvel and Star Wars just doesn't know how to do is calm the fuck down. Just set the mood, set the table. Then later seasons start introducing wackier things. But at the beginning, just nail the rules of the show, especially for people who are writing for it. You can't write for a show that has not been set up correctly.
The whole
Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. The whole Paul also as an executive. I mean, imagine you were there an executive. What would you have done with people like the people that were the showrunners for She-Hulk and the Rings of Power? Are they still on? Are they fired? I mean, what would you do with them?
Well, Rings of Power are a little bit beyond my skill set, but I mean, my advice to the Rings of Power people. To be honest, if I knew that there's going to be 4 to 5 years worth of shows, I would have done the exact opposite of trying to develop a Game of Thrones. I would have actually started it more like, if Galadriel was going to be your hero, I would have had it more like Xena. Xena, warrior princess.
Lucy Lawless.
Start it with a simple journey that builds and gets exciting and she starts attracting individuals, and adventures start happening, and we slowly get to learn these different villages and places, and really get to know and like the core character. That would have been my advice. It might not have been the right advice. I'm not saying that's the right idea, but I would have zigged while everyone else was zagging. That would have been my thought.
And by the way, Viking,
yeah,
you named the show that we do not say on this show.
Rings of Power.
Oh,
Jesus Christ, man!
Voldemort!
Jesus fucking Christ!
Well, if I say it enough times, do you really think Galadriel's going to show up on a horse, not smiling? Let's go.
And just like that, his microphone stopped working.
Macbeth.
God
Paul,
damn it!
Paul,
yeah.
How much do you think that the insistence on the message for the agenda influenced how they did She-Hulk? That did it?
They did She-Hulk.
It's again, they were clearly more interested in their own vision of. You have to understand that these people hate the source material. They hate us. They hate the fact that we wrote it. They hate the fact that white men wrote it, and made it successful, that there was an audience for it. And they want to make it their own. They want to usurp what was created because they hate it. That's the irony of it. That's why the writers of the existing Witcher hate it. I mean, I don't know what the Wheels of Time people were thinking, but they butchered that book.
They butchered the whole book. Yeah, they butchered.
Yeah. So the thing is, suddenly we've got a whole bunch of people who are not just bad writers, but they hate the source material. So, and the She-Hulk people, we now know, set out to make fun of the people who like the source material. Okay. I would never write anything like that. I mean, you're desperate to try to make people laugh, enjoy themselves. What ego these people have, what narcissists they are.
Well, plus it's a lot of work. You're putting in a lot of time and work just to you're trolling all of these fans, and you're putting in all these hours, all this work for what? I mean, ultimately, it's not really fulfilling for you, except the fact that you make a lot of people upset, and you are on social media so you can see them as they are upset, so you get to egg them on, fan the flames. I mean, ultimately, you are getting a check out of this, but wow.
But Keith, they're enjoying it. They're getting paid to get back at all their bullies that they subconsciously haven't gotten over, and that they're doing. They're attacking all the nerds that couldn't be, or whatever weird kind of insecurity they have. Doing
you
it.
have to understand the culture of Disney right now is anti-us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they're not going to get any pushback from anyone saying, hey, how come you aren't following proper sitcom rules? Why don't you know anything about legal writing? How come there's no legalese in here?
Well, I mean, that also explains Netflix, especially the animated He-Man stuff that they did. That explains, Foundation. That explains all kinds.
Terrible.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's a lot of hate.
But they've got a lot of check boxes in Hollywood to make things diverse, inclusive, and equity. I mean, that the Foundation suffered from that terribly.
Yeah.
Again, it's the funniest show right now, the best show, and it checks off all the die requirements. Was the James Gunn sitcom Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Yeah. Solid, and it checkbox. I mean, you had black lesbians, goddammit. Fat black lesbians. How many checkbox does that check? Goddammit. And she was great.
Great.
But there is also, there is a way in which they can do it properly. Like, I don't know what you think about Cobra Kai, but I like Cobra Kai, and it's diverse. It has some wokeness, maybe. And Cobra Kai is a really good show that respects the fan base, that respects the source material, and at the same time props up the new cast and the new situations and everything. And I reckon that is one of the best shows out there right now that you can enjoy, really, and not feel that you are being lectured,
Well, Cobra Kai is, again, it's less problematic in Cobra Kai because it's it's like a police procedural in the sense that I can make that show a police procedural diverse. It's easy. Like, why wouldn't you have colorblind casting in a police procedural? Like what's stopping you? That's not a big deal. You want to just hire the best people that you possibly can, and hopefully they become stars. But when you're talking about something that's outer worldly, Foundation, the more diverse these outer worldly things, the less outer worldly they become. The people who did it right was The Expanse. And a lot of American shows don't think that an Estonian with an Estonian accent represents diversity. Hollywood has got they go, oh, diversity. I did a video on this, but they only have 2 poles, gay and black. They're not really diverse. Hollywood is bullshit. So a German is diverse. There's ethnic diversity and skin color diversity. And it's just crap. It's not diverse. Yeah, an Australian is diverse. Someone from Fiji is diverse. Hollywood doesn't really understand diversity. It's bullshit diversity.
Yes. Well said.
Thanks.
Golf clap.
Thank you. He's on the 3rd pole.
Don't keep doing a real clap. Jesus Christ.
So, anyways, yeah. And
Gary, you're breaking up again. Fix your sound.
Me?
You're breaking.
No, Gary.
Gary.
So there's my oh my God, She-Hulk could have been good.
Oh yeah.
It really could have. And so I was reviewing it every week with the Salty Trekker for our Nerd Fight show.
And what'd you think?
And I hate it. Like, he loved it. I liked it at first, and then it fell off a cliff, and I thought it was garbage. But he loves it. So I mean, and he's a good friend of mine. So yeah.
It has enough unique aspects to it to make it enjoyable.
But the thing with him, though, and I have to admit, I never read the She-Hulk comics, but he did, and he was a huge She-Hulk fan. And I went back and read some based off of his recommendations. And
there you go.
And he was like, "Oh, it's so true to the comic. It was so good." And I was like, yeah, I got to introduce you guys. I just want to sit back and eat popcorn while I watch you two talk.
One of the brilliant aspects of the Dan Slott She-Hulk lawyer series, and they were talking about how the writers did not know any legalese. That was a tip that they didn't even read the goddamn comics, because one of the great jokes in that series is they were going, well, what's the legal precedence for these superhero cases? They went into the basement of this law firm, and there's just a stack of Marvel comics. So it wasn't legal.
Wait a minute, that's in the comic book?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole point of She-Hulk is she breaks the 4th wall. So
that's the John Byrne one.
I don't know if he read the Dan Slott, because he was talking about, because he's older than me. He was talking about the old ones where apparently on ad pages, She-Hulk would be in the ads, talking about the ads, and then in the
that's the John Byrne one.
Yeah,
the She-Hulk at law is Dan Slott. And it's very specific, and they have a terrific section in those comics where she has to go in and find legal precedent for. It
just irritated the shit out of me that they literally admitted, I forget her name, but the showrunner literally admitted that she had no clue about how to write legal comedies or dramedies.
Right, but the point is, they didn't need to know. It was actually in the comics. There's these fantastic jokes where they pitched to the judge this time travel possibility because it was in issue 53 of something or other. And the judge looks at the issue and goes, well, look, there's legal precedent because it's in the Marvel comics book.
That would have been awesome. I would have loved that.
Oh, the jokes were there. There's this one fantastic joke where She-Hulk, and it was, I think, the Avengers, save the Earth. and the freezer guy, the freezer man, had a freezer ray gun, and she's just drinking because she's like
Captain
beat up,
Cold?
tired. She's tired of it.
DC.
And
That's DC.
he shoots her. She gets frozen into a thing of ice, and she just goes smash, breaks it over, looks at him, and he goes, does that mean you're going to beat the crap of me and I'm going to have to go to jail? And she said, I need a drinking partner. You want a drink? He goes, yeah, okay. And now they're drinking.
Dragon Bricks. I want to address the comment Martine put
Sorry.
up. No, it's fine. It's kind of like Star Trek. Like they just make up, science babble. They could have. They totally could have, but they didn't for whatever reason.
No, and they didn't invent anything new. I mean, you think of talking about gear porn, the TOS phaser, the tricorder, that fantastic medical array behind the. I mean, they invented a whole bunch of things. Even the pad, the iPad, they had that there too. And
I actually think they even called them tablets, didn't they?
Tablets.
They called them pads. PADD.
Oh, they called them pads. Okay.
Okay. And so the thing is, especially in Discovery, the estrogen.
I don't talk about that show.
Estrogen version. They, apart from that weird warp drive made from a giant tick, and then they turned the gay guy into the giant.
Here's
tick.
the thing: the reason I'm not on Salty Nerd podcast anymore is Discovery. Like that show broke me. I refuse to finish it. Please, I don't want PTSD.
No, I totally agree. So, but there's no gear porn in any of the new Kurtzman Star Treks.
Mm-hmm. This is what I said about that, Paul, is that the original Star Trek all the way up to Next Generation inspired future scientists.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get that from anything since J.J. Abrams. Nobody feels inspired by the science of that because it's bad science.
That and they try to shove it in. I want to say it was like a season 1 disco episode where they actually name drop Elon Musk, and I'm like, you're trying, huh?
I don't even remember.
No, they did. Now
I remember that.
Look it up. Yeah, they. Okay.
I will say. Oh, I'm sorry. Strange New Worlds got one thing I thought was right when they hid in an event horizon, because even though that doesn't coincide with the old theory of the event horizon, it does fit current theories about the event horizon and how it works. And so I thought that was neat. But then they committed a great sin by introducing the Gorn way before the Gorn were known to the Federation.
Yeah, no, they equated Elon Musk to the Wright brothers. This was in the first season.
Bet they won't do that now.
I'll put it in the links. The private.
He's evil.
No, but
whatever. Why?
Twitter.
Here's the thing about Star Trek. What you need to understand: if you can understand Star Trek, okay, then any sequel or prequel should be easy to write. Without an understanding of Star Trek, you have no basis for anything else that you want to do, because then it's all just making stuff up left and right. You have an established universe that Star Trek put together.
Yep.
And if you follow the rules as established in Star Trek, which is what all of the sequel shows did, Next Generation, DS9, Voyager, and then a prequel show like Enterprise, which, no,
I don't know. What did that mean? You hating on Enterprise, bro?
Did it sound like I'm hating on Enterprise?
I don't know, because you said and I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I hate when people say and I'm like, no,
are we really gonna do this in the middle of me pontificating here? I'll treat you like one of my kids. Wait until I'm done.
That's fine.
Danny, let Keith bloviate.
Sorry, Dad.
Yes, bloviate, Keith.
Thank you very much. But when you get to something like J.J. Abrams and Alex Kurtzman, they have no understanding of that. So for them, it's all just words and images. So for them, it's all interchangeable. It's something that as long as you appear to be following the rules, it's like speaking phony French or phony Spanish. As long as it sounds like it would be, it'll fit. And that's the mentality. You can't get away with that. You can't go to French.
That is something that Rick and Morty has addressed on the show. You can't just throw a techie science word battery configurator, something like that,
Well,
and
didn't they address
actually
that
mean something.
Didn't they address that in Avengers? Like, what do you guys just throw quantum in front of everything?
Yeah, that's another one. It's another reference to the same.
But I was raising my hand because my thing was, Keith, back to what you were talking about.
Yeah.
How did J.J. Abrams even get a damn job doing Star Trek when he openly admitted he didn't know fuck all about Star Trek? He didn't watch Star Trek. He didn't like Star Trek. He was a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
How does that guy get the job?
Yeah, it's called basically having a quote unquote vision in talking to both CBS and Paramount, and basically giving them the opportunity to make money. The
so
person
he's a good snowman. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, he's a salesman. The difference is that Alex Kurtzman, who also co-wrote at least the screenplays for the first two JJ films, he's the odd man out because he has a disdain for Star Trek. He said so in the documentary for 2009, and then when he came back for the sequel, Into Darkness. He has a disdain, whereas JJ, he's at least telling you the truth. Hey, I don't know much about this. I'm just throwing stuff out here. People seem to like it. Bada bing, bada boom.
So you guys have been talking about rumors, with the Constantine thing. What about this Star Trek 4 thing? Do you think that's ever going to happen?
No, that is absolutely fishing. It's something that JJ does when he knows that they need to try to generate new money. And so he'll throw. In fact, the last time they did
the big screen on
the last time they did it, they didn't even bother changing any of the verbiage. They released the exact same press release, word for word, as the one they did 4 years before.
That would be like me saying, I if I were to hear tomorrow that, say, Beyonce is now no longer with Jay-Z. Okay, I'd be one of many guys going, that means I got a shot with her. I got a shot with her. That doesn't mean you actually have a shot. Okay. I mean,
right hook.
And again, any guy that says,
I feel you, man. I'm still waiting for Sasha Banks to get divorced.
So, but going back to, let's go back to 2009 when everything kind of went to shit. It was right after the separation of Star Trek, the breaking of Star Trek, where it was split into two by Redstone and Les Moonves. Yeah. And 2009 was an attempt to generate new money off of the Star Trek franchise with a director who was really showing a lot of clout. We all knew that at the time. He had hit TV shows. He'd made a couple of good films. And Mission Impossible is one I'm talking about. Was it Mission Impossible 3?
Yeah.
And then he did Super 8. That was his two big films around that same time. Right, Paul?
Mm-hmm.
For JJ?
Was Cloverfield before that or after?
Cloverfield was 07?
Yeah, so that was before.
07, so it was before. But he didn't direct that. He was just the executive producer on it. His big thing was that he had directed two films. He directed Mission Impossible. At that point, the most successful sequel to Mission Impossible. And it was really good. I got to be honest with you. I liked what he did with Mission Impossible. He brought it back to world building.
And everything.
That's when the Mission Impossible started becoming about an ongoing story.
Yeah, that ongoing storyline is the one that they're still using to this day, which is part of the reason why J.J. Abrams and Bad Robot are part of every production of Mission Impossible going forward.
On the movement towards Star Trek, though, I got to be honest, Paul, how did he get that gig?
Well, I don't know how he got it, but he pitched the idea that Star Trek was old and it needed to be more bang, 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 like Star Wars. That was his pitch. I didn't necessarily disagree with that. I mean, Star Trek had a very somnambulant pace to it, but also some really good thinking in it.
It was a good mixture of cerebral and visceral.
Yes, and that's what Star Trek was about. I don't know. I didn't mind JJ's Star Trek, but by the second one, I went, "Oh, this isn't it."
Yep. He did what? Here's what sold that Star Trek, in my opinion, for a lot of us that were fans, was the casting.
They were good.
Yeah, they were. Chris Pine nailed Kirk. Carl Urban was absolutely the single best thing about the new franchise.
He's the MVP. He is the MVP
because he's an actual fan of Star Trek and loves Bones McCoy and always wanted to play him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool there.
It wasn't a bad movie. It kind of started falling apart when they were falling through space onto that other platform thingy, and Zulu was fighting kung fu people. I mean, I went, okay. I kind of lost it there because it just became.
We also know that there is no moon to Vulcan. Vulcan doesn't have a moon.
I didn't know that, but notwithstanding that, it was again where now define physics. People define everything would have been bone crushing horribleness. It was suddenly Fast and the Furious 83.
Yep.
And I went, I can't stand that. And that Star Trek was never about that level of stupidity. So
and I agree wholeheartedly with you on that. I didn't like that they had Uhura and Spock in a relationship. I thought that was dumb.
I didn't personally mind that. In fact, it's easy to fix what's wrong with the JJ version of Star Trek. You got to play into the whole parallel universe aspect. Play into the fact that there are differences. Play into the fact that
25%, is that it?
Yep, at least. And if you play into that entire thing, that this entire universe was born out of a zigging instead of zagging type thing, and that in some way that the universe, this new universe, is somehow contracting, which is what I originally thought after the 2009 movie, that it being something new doesn't make it really permanent, and that in fact that entire universe is coming apart, and that's the reason why the history portion of everything doesn't match the original history of the characters.
And we have to be kind of careful that if they can split a certain amount of happiness between the old guard while attracting a new group of people, I'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
And although I wanted to give Uhura a sandwich, lady, like you're just too. I can see your bones.
I will say one.
You eat a sandwich, please. Eat a
Please
sandwich.
eat a sandwich. I will tell you one thing. At least they had a pretty actress, unlike what they did with the current version of Uhura, which is just weird.
No, you mean on the TV show?
Yeah, on the new TV.
Yes, at least she's super sexy. I mean, she's in Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, she's a very sexy woman.
Zoe Saldana, amazing.
Yep. You know what? I don't mind the actress on Strange New Worlds. My whole thing is changing her base personality. The thing about Strange New Worlds is if you're going to have a younger Uhura, you need to at least understand who Uhura is. You can't change her base personality, especially that close to when, everything should be, as they keep trying to say, real Trek. You can't do that. The all new Kirk that they have, the all that stuff. It's too much. But again, I'm all about playing into the differences. I'm all about making sure that those differences are distinct.
Well, I mean, that show is frustrating in that, I would have preferred that Uhura was as hot as the original Uhura. There seems to be a war against hot women. Look what they did with Andromeda on Mass Effect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the first three were just, not only were the women hot, but the fucking robot that ran the ship was hot. Edie. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, I know a lot of guys with the poster of Edie on their wall. And then they, the Andromeda video game was just this horrible yuck. Mm-hmm. And then the Strange New Worlds, you had Uhura who wasn't as sexy as the original, and then you had Number One, who was extremely sexy, and they didn't give her one goddamn story that was completely her own. So if I was executive in charge of production on Strange New Worlds, I would say, start building the core group. The first bunch of episodes are going to include Number One, Pike, Spock, and maybe M'Beka, and that would be your group. Every single show. Stop trying to spread it out to everybody in every show, because I don't know who anybody is.
Well, and that's actually one of the main complaints that both Keith and I had, was that they were doing that. I got to tell you, we had a great comment just now. Where was it? Lord Thoth. This is something Keith and I have talked about, that when they made Enterprise, as much as I enjoyed Enterprise, that was the door that opened to cause the problems we have right now, where, because the minute they did a prequel, they opened the door of stepping on the foot of what's come before. Mm-hmm. And of course, you start messing with canon. And the minute you mess with canon, and so to cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war against current Star Trek, I have to criticize Enterprise, because they're the ones who opened the door to doing stupid shit with going back and messing with canon. And I don't know if you know much about Enterprise or not. We love the show. I love the show. Don't get me wrong.
First episode, and I can't remember. I don't think I saw any of the other ones.
The first season was tough. It was really tough. It was third season is where it started getting good. I wish I had an Edie poster.
Well, yeah. Look, the thing with Enterprise that I love so much, because I do love Enterprise, is that Captain Archer has a series-wide story arc. He is a completely different person at the end of that show, and I don't even count that crap.
And he was at the beginning. It's true.
Exactly. Yeah. No, he really.
Yeah. Well, look. I totally agree with you. I did like Enterprise. I just wish that personally.
Yeah, we won't shit on that show. We like that show, but we criticize it, and that's not shitting on it. It's being critical.
I wish that entire cast, though, would have been a part of a show that was more about the future of Star Trek and not about the past.
Hey,
Keith,
not to.
Keith, Paul's got to go.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, Paul. I want to thank you for dropping in, man. It's so appreciated.
Paul, you still got to follow me back on Twitter.
You didn't know this, Paul. We have been picked up by KGRA Radio. All of our shows.
Radio.
Yes. They're normally about UFOs, but they seem to really like us.
Hey, let's throw his link up one more time.
So we are, yes, please do. Martin's got it. I want to get this out without being interrupted. Paul, with us doing the radio show, we're going to be doing a lot more segments and guests. And I would love to have you back anytime you're available to, one, tout your show, and to be a guest on our channel. You have an open invitation, but I will definitely send you invites on a regular basis, because I think all of us here love your channel.
Oh, yeah, we do.
I very much appreciate it. I'm also an open sewer.
My mama used to call me sewer mouth.
I'm all for having fun and having also positive chats about things that we like.
Is that also your Twitter handle? Call me Chato?
No, my Twitter handle is Peter Paul.
Oh,
no, it's Paul Chato.
Paul Chato. Okay.
Paul Chato.
I thought it was John, Paul, and Ringo.
Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Right.
Somebody in that family needed to eat a sandwich or not.
All right, hey man, just followed you again. Follow me back.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking Mamas and the Papas.
Mamas and the Papas.
Mama Cash should have left that sandwich alone. Yeah, you really? Oh my God!
Wow.
Paul,
Well,
thank you so much for being
Well,
here,
hey,
man.
No, thank you for having me. I very much appreciate the support that you give
Yeah,
me.
you get a lot of hero worship here, buddy.
Well,
yeah, we're slobbing the knob. But Shadow, before you go, Steve, deleted scenes says he wants to ask you or say
Sure, of
something
course.
to you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something very quick to Paul because I'm finally on a panel.
Oh, what happened?
What a dick.
We joke
I'm sorry, Paul. I'm a dick.
Okay.
I do things like that. Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to say how much I appreciate the TV guide shows, the TV guide clips.
They're fun.
That was our Bible back in the day. Anyone who had a television,
It was.
The TV guide was our Bible.
Man, it got ruined when they made it magazine size. You know. It's like,
yeah.
That really did suck. Yeah, I liked it was Reader Digest size.
Yeah.
Like they said in The Lost Boys, if you have a TV guide, you don't need a TV.
That's it.
You're bringing back a lot of memories for me with those clips, so I just wanted to thank you for that.
No, you're welcome. It started
Well
off as
said.
kind of a lark because I have a collection of them that went back to the 70s. I had about 30 of them that, for whatever reason, I had them. And one day I just thought, I'm going to talk through them. And then they were very simple at the very beginning. But then people said, oh, can you do these shows? Oh, can you do the changes? Oh, can you do this? And I just kept adding. And now it's I'm very proud of it. It's a time capsule for people who are interested in TV and love TV, who don't know what TV was about when networks actually ruled the planet.
I used to be a sucker for all those crossover covers, like the.
Well, it's
Star Trek
also a great
ones,
way,
you know.
like Starlog and some of those other sci-fi magazines, to have access to some of the cast and creators of great TV shows. And they do interviews and talk about what's coming. And I love that, man. That was the internet before the internet was.
I don't know if I'm going to get
magazines.
into that, but
Well, when I was a kid, I used to get this Disney magazine that was the same size as the TV guide. I can't remember the name of it.
I remember it.
But yeah. I don't know. I miss, like, maybe it's because I'm old. I miss, like.
I love it when older people have somebody younger than them say that they're old. It just
Yeah.
really makes our fucking day.
I'm
Paul,
trying to
I
get
also
on the
want
show,
to personally, I want to thank you because of Sandbaggers.
Good show.
And I want to do a single show on a Saturday, if you're available, talking about that entire series.
Sure.
I just want to admit I've been a fan since the Frantics. So,
me too. Me too.
Boot to the Head is one of my favorite comedy albums of all time.
Well, thank you. It's a. Do I have one here? Do I have Boot to the Head here? Hold on. Do I have any?
You know what doesn't make me feel old while he's looking is I think his latest TV guide.
Here's our very first album.
Nice.
Look at that.
Nice.
Hold on. Let me make you large here. Show that again.
There we go. Frantic Times is from our radio show.
Yeah.
And this, just as a side note, this album came out just when they were doing the fancy vinyl, which you guys might not be old enough to remember, but they had yellow vinyl, blue vinyl.
Oh, I remember that shit.
Things like
Dude,
that.
I have the Wrath of Khan soundtrack on vinyl, and it's like,
what color?
Dude, no, that's what I'm saying. They like digitally printed something here. I'll grab it because it's worth looking at.
Well, Paul wants to go, buddy.
Yeah, he's got to go.
He's got to go, buddy.
I'll show it to the rest of you
Again, yes.
Okay.
Happy to join you, and yes, a Sandbagger show for sure. Thank you very much.
It'll be
gentlemen.
on a Saturday at noon Central Time.
I'm whatever. I'm in the middle.
I will
of
let you know.
Place,
I'll let you know because I love that show.
Yeah,
Cheers, Paul.
Bye, everyone.
Thank
Take
you.
care, Paul. See you later.
All
right, good. He's gone. Let's talk about him. No.
So here, I gotta show you guys this because this is the coolest vinyl I own. So it is Star Trek II: Wrath of Khan. Here.
Hold on, put it back up there.
God, he's pasty.
God, he's pasty. Oh my
Fuck you.
God.
Look at this. Look at this. Hold up. This I've never seen an album look like this. All right, so here's one side.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Then we got the other. And it's a two.
I love how you're touching the vinyl. That's amazing.
Yeah, I
Putting
know.
your fingers all over that vinyl.
I give no shits.
That would have got an ass beating from one of my brothers if I did that.
Hold up. And then this one here.
Oh, nice.
It is pretty.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
Yeah. I've never seen a record like this before.
How very psychedelic.
Yeah. And it sounds
Fascinating.
I have this was given to me as a gift, and I didn't have a record player, and I had to go buy one just to listen to this. And oh my god, it's gorgeous. I love like because it's got the because there's a lot of horns in Rapid Con.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
James Horner. Yeah.
Yeah, and dude, like I love the
Who got his-
you can hear the you know what I mean? It's like you can hear
James Horner, who got his start under Roger Corman.
Suddenly,
Yep.
Las Vegas seems like a very nice city to burglar in.
Well, I wanted to say something I meant to say earlier about the She-Hulk series. Why they never reached out to David E. Kelly?
Mm-hmm.
I'll never understand that. One, he does good comedy, he does good dramedy, he does good drama, but he knows his legal, and that's who should have been a showrunner for something like that.
That's because he's a man.
David E. Kelly
Oh, he's
doesn't
a
check
man.
any boxes.
Oh, he doesn't check the boxes. He's white and male.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
I can sum up.
That's
I can
I know,
sum
no.
up my. Jay Sherman sums up my review of She-Hulk. It stinks.
I'm glad I waited for that one. Well, I want to thank everybody for being here. It's Friday. Friday night Tights is coming up. Everybody go enjoy that. Have a great weekend. We'll see all of you here tomorrow morning. First on Brandon's show. Deleted, are you doing a morning show yet? Are you coming back on Saturday? Stephen? Hey, Stephen.
Yes.
Stephen. He's not here. He was doing a Saturday morning show, but now it's just Brandon and then us. There he is. Are you going to start doing your show again on Saturdays?
Yes. Now that my schedule has changed, I will be back.
You got fired? Thank God.
I got Saturdays.
You're a terrible
off.
employee.
Come back. If there's one thing I would like to bring up, if I could, real quick.
Yeah.
I am going to be appearing tonight at 10 p.m. on Troy Pacelli's channel for his Friday Night Last Call show, and we are going to be talking about the Star Wars holiday special.
Are you having a fucking stroke? Are
He's
you
having a
okay?
stroke.
The Star
I had
Wars
a
holiday
hairball.
special is better than anything
Anything
Disney
that
has
they've done since Disney.
Did
Yeah,
you guys
I know.
see the latest?
It's true. It's better than the Disney shit. So we're going to come on and we're going to have a lot of fun. And so if there's
Well, put the
anyone
link out there
Did you
in the
see- yeah,
chat
put
for
the link
people
in
to
the
join
chat.
I
And
will do.
did you see the latest trailer for the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special? They dropped
Oh,
another
God.
one.
What
today.
was that time, Danny? Your mom just asked, and I forgot because I told you what time they wanted. What time was it? I forget.
Well,
2?
tentatively 2 p.m. Pacific, which would be 5 Eastern, Mom, for you. So yeah.
Is that what the radio station said?
That's
I relayed-
tentative. Well, no, you said either 1 or 2, but like 2 works out better for me, Joe, and Johnny. So we're hoping it's 2. That's why I'm saying tentatively. So I need you to find out.
Okay,
for sure.
let me talk to Bill again.
Okay.
Because what they want is what will drive this.
Yeah, I
And
know. That's why I said
so-
tentatively.
So tentatively, right now, Penny, just wait until I have another conversation with Bill and the owner of the station, the network. So once we find that out, we'll make more concrete when Danny's show will air, and it's called Dork Side of the Ring.
And don't worry, Mom, I'm gonna be blasting that shit out everywhere. So you'll know. You won't-
It'll just be like Diarrhea Saturday.
Which is funny because my mom said I had diarrhea of the mouth in the chat earlier. Thanks, Mom. No, she literally called me Mouth. My nickname, she used to call me Mouth when I was a kid, and I thought it was a Goonies reference. No, it's because she said I never knew how to shut the fuck up. So
I never learned.
Hey, your mom's not wrong.
Well, that's interesting because they wanted to name me Liberace as a kid because I was the pianist.
What up,
Oh God, what was that?
I'm sure Anima loves that. She's not even here anymore.
She's heard that joke before. I've told her that joke. It's an old joke.
Love you too,
Liberace
Mom.
joke.
Love you too, Mom. Thank you. Thank you.
Sadly, I got named after Elvis for my middle name, so I'm not.
Whatever, man. That Elvis.
What is it,
movie
Aaron?
So good.
Yep.
Yeah.
I told you about that movie too, didn't I?
You did.
I still haven't watched it. It is on my list.
I'm going to watch it with Anima. In fact, we should watch that tonight, baby.
People.
It's a lot better than
Hold on.
Sandman.
Hold on. The Hispanic is talking.
Before we continue to not wrap in the show, I would like to acknowledge Dennis Munchausen has been a member for 13 months.
Acknowledge.
The Dark Knight has been a member for 6 months.
Acknowledge.
Thank you very
me.
much, gentlemen.
And that's
fantastic.
Thank
actually
you.
pay for it. You don't gift it to me. Popcast gifts me a membership. I pay for yours, bro. So I just want you to know that. Gifting is a thing now. Just throwing that out there. But that's 6 months of me paying money. Just want people to know that.
Thank you.
Of course. Love you guys.
Love you
I don't
too.
even know.
You're good. You're good people.
I guess I'm PCM Boom I got 12 months plus.
Oh,
Ooh.
that'll
Look at the big dick on Das Wolfen.
That
Ooh.
actually with that one, you get to print a coupon and take it to any hooker and get it handy.
All right.
You might want to come to Vegas, man. We got high class hookers here, man.
Not in Vegas.
They might actually take it there.
Some of them might even give you a t-shirt.
Sorry.
But,
Sorry, Mom.
Phrasing.
Hi, Penny.
In the best description of this episode,
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Now we have to say thanks to Fat Steven, who has been a member for 2 months.
I didn't know. You don't have to.
Wow, he's the
You're part of
co-host. And
show.
it's only been 2 months.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's okay, bro. It's okay.
Yeah, man. Look, Steven, I don't like digging into our personal private lives, but we're keeping an eye, keeping tabs on what's going on with you. Any updates?
No, because you posted that thing about the hallway.
Yeah, the picture.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
tell
Oh
us.
yeah, they were cutting up.
yeah.
They've been cutting up walls for the last 2 days.
So how's it going? You want to talk about it at all before we
I'm
go?
good. I'm good right now. We're just managing.
You dry?
All right.
You dry, brother?
My dry. What
Yeah,
am I
Did
saying?
you get?
You were
I am
flooded.
curious.
Damn, man. Like,
Because a lot of stuff was damaged. I'm assuming food was
we-
lost. Did you guys get any reimbursement for food?
We haven't got anything like that done yet. We're still waiting to see when they're going to put the floors back.
yeah, man, that's Canada for you.
Hey,
You know,
dude, I'm not freaking out.
whatever.
I know.
In America, you'd already like sued those motherfuckers for everything they're worth.
That's some hard stuff there, Steven.
And of course, I love Keith so much, and I include this clip just for him.
Everything went black.
Dude, I love that show. Why did you show that clip? Now I'm going to be on a quantum leap.
Behave yourself.
I'd like to know why you still think I'd be in water at this point. That's
Do what? What'd you say, Steve?
What?
What'd you say?
Nothing.
I've been following you on Twitter, bro. I'm concerned. Like,
Oh, I'm fine. No, that's good. But who asked?
No,
if
we
I
do
was
care
still
about you,
wet?
Stephen, a lot. And,
I did.
So get used to it.
How long do you think the flood's been going on in here, Danny? It's almost been a month.
What we've got now
hard
is
that shit is to dry one.
yeah, I know how bad it is, and the
two,
damage goes
Thank
deep
you.
into the materials of the housing. It's just, if
Then
you
you're in
ca-
Canada, isn't it like colder up there? Like,
Yeah, we have snow. We had a snowfall like 2 days ago. Yeah, but we still
So
got it.
yeah, like that's conducive.
Yeah, we also have
I'm-
maple syrup. Yeah.
that's conducive to moisture.
You want to hit
And
that
I'm
again?
not going to be mad at
You
that
know what else
because-
is conducive to moisture? Kissing a girl.
Why does this feel like my heritage
my
moment? What the hell's going on here?
Wow.
You got to
Danny,
give her a
Martine-
good kiss, though.
Does Martine know how to do those little things? Because Joe and I were talking the other day. He wants me to like provide you or Martine clips for stuff like that are wrestling related, like Ric Flair going woo and stuff like that. Like, does Martine know how to do what you just did with the more you know thing?
No, not yet, but he will soon.
We need to.
He's going to be getting a lot of tutorials from me on how to do stuff, so
Okay.
we can start getting many, shorts for each episode. Like I'm going to capture that moment with Paul Chato today. I think it was at the 53-minute mark.
Paul is so fucking funny.
Oh,
I
he's a
love
sharp
it.
dude.
Dude, no, I'm not, guys. I am not kidding. I'm not shilling. I get nothing out of this. If you like sarcasm, the dude gives a master.
Well
class.
done, sarcasm.
Yeah, like,
it's not snarky. It's just phrased in the way that just nails it. Because he's so polite and nice, and he's smiling, and he's
That's the
shitting all over
Canadian in
something
him.
while
That's the
doing
Canadian in him. I think that. Yeah.
He's definitely not sorry.
Hey,
He's not sorry.
Steven, deleted scenes. What is that? 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, 10
Okay.
p.m. Eastern.
All right, man.
7.
I want to get into my thanks to the chat. Anima Confusa, love of my life, was first in the chat today. Dragon Ruse, AF Watcher 88.
You're welcome, by the way.
Parrot Head, yeah, you're welcome. Parrot Head, Deleted Scenes, Alex Moore, Zax, also known as Kyle, is here. Joe's Atmosphere, good friend of ours. Gap After Dark. Look, man, Gap, I read what you said. Look, you can like things we don't like. I said the same thing to Cal. You know, it's like, look, we're going to shit on things that you like. We're not telling you not to like it. You can like it all you want to, but we're going to shit on it and just don't hate us for it.
Yeah. I gave
Six
you the
was
link
here.
you asked for. I hope
We love you, Six. Whether you're Sagacious Six or Jedi Six, you're always Six. And we love you. Let's see. D-Bud Martin. I hung out a little bit with D-Bud Martin today over on Midnight's Edge. It was fun chatting with those guys. Pacific 414. Read by Nature. Midnight's Edge After Dark. Tom is a dear close friend of this channel and to Keith and me. Let's I love that. Chato said, I'm slumming after Midnight's Edge hanging out with us.
What a dick.
I know, I love him. Fletcher Williams, thank you so much. Dragon Bricks. Osa Fresh was here. Osa Fresh 1994. I follow a lot of you fuckers on Twitter. I love you guys. If you guys follow me on my personal page, you got to witness me shitting on somebody today. And I mean, I was messing with him because he said something stupid to me in public, and I just took him to the woodshed. I'm like, someone's going to get a verbal ass whooping right now and made it look stupid for what you just said. Jason Knight, who is a friend of ours in Springfield here, and thanks for being on there. And I'm glad to hear that he likes. I read your comment, Jason. He's a big fan of Paul Chetta. But Shinatsky is here in the chat. I want to tell you, Shinatsky, I have something very special just for you. There it is. Be seeing you. I got two eyes. Be seeing you. Love you, Shinatsky. Well, wish you'd been on today, but oh well, it's okay. Oh, and it's little Tom Cruise on Fat Steven from Family Guy. That shit was crazy.
You guys ever see that short Family Dog?
No.
It was like from the 80s or 90s.
Never heard of it.
My mom, I'll have to find it. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, find it. I've never heard of it. But I want to thank you guys, Real Wade Nation, Just a Passerby, all you guys, Lord Thoth, all hail Lord Thoth. Or as his wife says, hell no, Lord Thoth. You can take that quote to the bank. I want to thank all you guys for being here. Alex, all you guys, deeply appreciate you guys sticking around and becoming members, everything. I want to thank my panel today, which includes Paul. He was not a guest, but I treated him like a guest.
Well, hey, look at that. Real Way Nation gaming on Twitch member for 2 months. There we go.
Gary needs Waffle House. Last time I went to Waffle House, I got a bad case of blue waffle.
You know what's not fair? There's not a Waffle House here in Vegas. And I used to, like, when I lived in North Carolina.
Go to Georgia. It's at sometimes at both exit ramps.
There's
You'll
more
have
Waffle
one on both sides of
Houses.
the highway. It is the official welcome station of Georgia.
I would say that about North Carolina, man. There was more Waffle Houses than McDonald's in North Carolina when I lived there.
I will tell you this. I have gotten food poisoning from 4 restaurants, and 3 of them were Waffle Houses. The other one was JD's when it was on Campbell. Remember that JD's on Campbell?
Mothered. I guess
there
won't be
Keith.
sponsored in us.
What?
Keith, do you remember the JD's that was on Campbell?
Yes.
Twice I got food poisoning from them.
No way.
Twice. I stopped eating there. The best JD's is now it's a different restaurant now, owned by somebody else. And I still like the JD's over on Campbell. I meant Sunshine. The one on Sunshine. The one on Campbell is good.
Yes.
Yeah, it was the A-frame building. They finally tore it down and they put in a whatever the fuck that is.
The one on Campbell was the one that my twin brother used to love going to.
Well, it's good. I like their buffet.
It was from 1990. It aired on CBS. It was called Family Dog.
Yeah,
I'll send you the thing. It was so like I blame my mother for this. It was so good.
That was an episode of Amazing Stories.
Yeah.
Hello, Camcash. Camcash.
Yeah, Amazing Stories. That's what it was.
Oh God, I remember the show. Yeah, it was drawn almost like a Pink Panther style.
Yeah, okay. So
cartoon.
yeah.
I remember the show.
They did the thing with the dog food where it just like, yeah.
Oh, gross. I remember that. Holy crap! Wow.
They broke in. They took the silverware, but the dog was here.
Cam's Crash Courses, thank you for being here. Cam says, Pop Culture Minefield, thanks everyone on the panel in the chat. Great show and guest. Gary, as usual, take it easy and have some fun, everyone. You got it, Cam. Retro Nerd Girl is here. What's up?
What?
I just slid in to catch this. I'm sorry, you get this video for that one.
Phrasing.
Yeah, no, because I was about to say I'd like to slide into Retro Nerd Girl, but that's fine.
Oh, someone's
Hey-o.
getting naughty.
What?
I want to thank all of you for being here today. Thank you, John, for doing the show this morning, and thanks for having the energy to come back on for this afternoon. I appreciate it. I want to thank my good and esteemed friend, Dork Knight, Danny.
Don't use my
Danny when I love him, Daniel when I'm irritated with him. Viking, it's good to see you, buddy. It's good to see you. Do me a favor. Remember the rule. We do not say the name on Pop Culture Minefield.
You got it.
We can talk all about it. We can say character names, but we don't say the name. And we always refer to it as the show that shall not be named.
Or that $1 million show.
Flower, you mean?
I put Family Dog episode 1 in the private
Martin,
chat,
don't
guys.
fucking, I swear to God, dude, you're just pushing me. You're pushing those buttons, man. Do it on purpose. I know you're doing it. Stephen, thank you for showing up, buddy. It's good to see you. Everybody, if you don't follow Deleted Scenes, it's okay. He's always on here. But do follow him.
Well, hey, if you're talking about following people,
Gary,
follow
Gary.
me on Twitter at DorkKnightLV. Sorry.
There you go. Thank you, D-Bud Martin. I was terrified because he's so quiet to give him Friday. I was. But somebody whispered in my ear, yo, you should give him a chance. I'm not saying who it was, but they did say you should give them a chance.
Hey, man.
Was it Martin? It might have been.
I know you didn't watch the Dave Chappelle thing, but you never say these two words together. The Jews. Not good.
And you just did it. It's amazing. Steven, I appreciate you showing up, Fat Steven Seagal, the third host of this show. And I know you needed some time off. You had some shit going down, but it means a
No,
lot.
dude,
that
if you're
showed
still
up.
doing your GoFundMe, send it to me. I'll blast it out there. Like,
we didn't do GoFundMe, we did coffee, but I think we're okay for now.
Well,
okay.
You can still send me the link, bro.
I
Like,
don't
I
know
can
what else I should,
probably get you a few.
Yeah,
like-
just post it in the private chat.
Yeah.
Keith,
If you haven't seen it, Steven does gaming quite frequently, and
Oh
it's
my God,
really a
yeah.
lot of fun.
I'm on a vacation.
I got to tell you, I would rather watch him game than him doing anything else. It is absolutely
I'd
the most
rather
fun.
watch him game
that's
than
not
hear
a
him
dig.
talk.
I'm
No,
just
it's not a
saying,
dig at all.
watching him
He's
game
good.
is fun.
Mine was a dig. I'd rather watch him
Oh,
game
you're-
than hear him talk.
I'm sorry.
I enjoy.
Danny,
No,
I
he
don't-
talks a lot during the games. I enjoy what he's talking about. If you have not watched Fat Steven's stream for his games, or his stream when he's streaming, if you want to watch somebody streaming, I guess that would be the thing.
I've been, here.
What is
Here's,
going
here's,
Watch
here's
Fat
the most
Steven's
irritating.
gaming, man.
Here's the most irritating thing, with regards to Fat Steve, or whatever he's being called now. I've known him for almost a year.
Wait a minute. Now, are you
consider
going to
him
make a bullet
friend.
point 3 points, right?
No. I've known him for almost a year. I consider him a friend. If you held a gun to my head, I still don't know what the fuck he looks like. Like, he's never revealed himself to me, and I consider him a friend. And
Isn't that
I consider
weird?
him one of my closest friends that I've met online, and
Yeah.
I do know what he looks like.
Well, see, okay.
He is also the only one of you that's ever seen me without clothes on.
And we're
Good
thankful
night,
for that.
everybody. Good night, everybody.
I love
my
you, Steven.
friend.
You are a good
Yeah.
friend, and
Stay dry.
this
Stay
channel
dry.
is always going to support and love you, man. Always.
Why does it sound like I'm
And-
dying? What's going on here?
It really does sound like it's like
You live in Canada, so you're dying inside.
I
a
miss
little bit.
Steven so much. That's what it's going to sound like when I do that.
Yeah, but
I think when you pass away, I'll use your real name. I don't think you have to worry about being
Right? Like, his real name probably isn't even Steven. Like,
No, it's not.
It's crazy.
I mean, it
Yeah,
is
it's crazy
now.
to me. It's crazy to me.
Stop.
It's all good, man.
Thank you for
we
letting
shall
me
say.
back.
I will say his name is Bob Terwilliger,
Yes, that's right. The fourth time.
also
fourth
known as
time.
Sideshow Bob.
Yeah, the fourth time.
Hey, did you guys? Hey, everybody on the panel, I put the link in the chat, the private chat. Check out. That's the first episode of Family Dog.
Did you
Like,
just say this?
I'm just saying. I just want to make sure everybody in the panel saw, because it's worth talking about. Like, if
Okay.
you haven't seen it, watch it and let's talk about it.
I guess with that, let's get the hell out of here. We will be back tomorrow at 12 noon Central Standard Time. We'll, of course, have Brandon on after his show. Stephen, I'm hoping you'll be able to make it to the show. I'm referring to Stephen, not Steven. Steven.
Hey, we got 2 minutes. We usually go 2 hours. Come on, like, we can kill 2 minutes.
I wanted to go at an hour and a half.
Oh,
Right.
I always thought it was 2.
But I'll
All right,
give it
well,
2
never
more
mind.
minutes of me talking about stuff. Let me go. Let me go
Steve's
look at
real
Geekosity
name,
real quick.
according to Daryl
James
the
Gunn
Decalic, is
James
Sugarfoot
Gunn.
Block.
Here we go. Let me share this. Share screen. According to Geekosity, and by the way, it is going to become an official segment of our Friday shows. We will do a segment called the Scoop Zone, based off of the show we did.
thought you
And
already did
Mikey
that.
has agreed to show up on the show and make appearances because with it going to the radio, I think this would be really good for Geekosity.
He shows up on
that's
Sill's
great.
show all the time. My mom literally, why aren't you on Sill's show? I was like, Mom, I was a guest one time. Like, what? Like, I'm sorry.
Sill is a friend of our channel. We love Sill. I'm always reading
Sill's
what he's
great.
doing.
And dude, he gets referenced in like every article I read about scoops. Like, it's crazy. Like,
He's on it.
yeah.
Yep.
So Mikey Sutton, editor-in-chief, wrote this one. James Gunn teases Crisis on Infinite Earths for DCU. This should be an interesting read. You can find this article over on geekositymag.com. Also,
client. I gotta take this.
Suicide Squad 2 planned for Black Adam as villain. This one written by Edwin Francisco, who's getting better at his writing. He really is.
Yeah.
We're going to see some interesting stuff happening.
So wait, does that mean Black Adam's going to be the villain of Suicide Squad 2, or is Black Adam going to have the Suicide Squad 2 as their villain?
That's what they're saying, is he's the villain. So
But
Flash
not a
director could do Henry, because she's got a problem. We know that from the movie. She's got a problem with him. So Flash director could do Henry Cavill's new Superman movie. I got to be honest. This sounds interesting. I like Andy for the most part. I've had a couple of complaints about him, but I would say 90% of what he does I like. So I think this could be a good direction to go.
It's quite
what do you think, Keith?
I like Andy Muschietti a lot, and if even half the things I've heard about this Flash movie are true, he definitely deserves to have whatever he wants if he's managed to somehow cobble together a halfway decent movie from all of the stuff that's happened. Then again, this is a film that had a really good cast. People have only talked about a couple of names, and people keep forgetting there's a lot more people in this Flash movie than just some of the people that we've named up to now. This was going to be an all-star film, and some of the people that are involved, just because you haven't heard their names doesn't mean that they've been cut out of the movie. A lot of your possible cutting, has been to cut down certain people who aren't doing so well. But for the most part, this film's going to be stuffed, chock full of some good stuff. So I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful. And by now, I think James Gunn has seen the film. He and Peter have seen the film. They know what they're doing with this thing. So even though they had nothing to do with it, I think they're going to plan to incorporate what's going to happen next.
Yeah, we'll see. Daryl, the Derelict dropped in, and Kitty here last second. Thank you guys for dropping in. You need to rewind it to catch the whole episode. Your moment of zen for this episode is this baby right here. Nerdrock posted this, and Ironheart we can all get behind. I responded to that by saying both literally and biblically.
Sure.
Oh, wow.
So with that, I don't know if Gary even likes my humor at all. I don't care. I like Gary. All right. But don't forget, Friday Night Tights is coming up next, but also Friday Night Frolics with our friends. Doomcock. I'm sure Tom's going to be there, and hopefully Mexican Iron Man, and unsure Pablo, maybe. I'm not sure who's going to be on there tonight, but I'm sure it'll be fun. So be prepared for some Friday Night Frolics. Everybody have a wonderful weekend, and don't forget to watch us tomorrow Saturday morning fun time at 12 noon Central Time. Go Bears. Go Bears.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please make sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon for updates.
Sometimes
on
when
our
I hear
shows
this
and channel,
I get an image
also,
of
please leave
Keith
a comment.
with snot dripping
We'd
out
like
of
to
his
know
nose.
what you thought of the episode, as
Wipe
well
your
as
nose,
letting us
Keith.
know if
Wipe
there's
your
something
damn
you'd
nose.
like us to cover in a future episode. Don't forget that you can become a member of Pop Culture Minefield now.
That's right. You can
Make sure
become
to
a
visit
member
our membership
and
page.
get special
and
after
merch store
show
at
meetings with some of our
popcultureminefield.com.
celebrity guests.
You can
and
always
hosts.
find Pop Culture Minefield on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and
to get your name mentioned in the credits. The Bears. Right. Also very happy with Pittsburgh Steelers this year.
Let's go, Chiefs.
Eddie Ballard is involved with our show. Good credit. He must be.
Nope. Where am I?
You're in there too, Steven.
Oh, no.